Alright, I'm back in North Carolina. Went to West Virginia over the weekend and raided my sister's worm bed. So she's lucky up there. I'll put in some footage of that. She has a bank by her horse lot, and she just throws the manure up on the bank. It lets it drain good and pretty much take care of itself. And every time I need worms, so I will go up there and get me another start. I shut down my worm farming for a little while, so I got infested with blue worms because I raised on a bank. I just raised in piles. But right now I'm getting ready to dump out my catch of I got my other compost bins down there. I just got some compost in them for right now. I really wasn't ready for all these worms, but I was like, well, I was up there, they were up there. I figured I could go ahead and get some and get started. As you can see, these are Alabama jumpers. You can see by the way they jump around. A very quick worm, a good composting worm. Somewhere in here I have a few earthworms that I need to find so that I can show you the difference of and of course there's some wounded ones. I'm going to throw the wounded ones out so they don't, but this is enough to get me started again with a bunch of worms. Yep. So I'm looking for that. Looking for that earthworm. All of them I'm throwing out. They don't go to waste. I've got a lot of chickens laying around. So yep. That's a jumper. See how it jumps around. Round on both ends. Round on both ends. Composting worm. These are big enough that you can use them for other things also. He's not very lively. So, like I said, I'm looking for that shovel tail. It's an earthworm, so that you can see the difference between. If I don't, it didn't rain while I was there. I got these in the daytime. I was hoping that it would rain while I was there. I went out with the hose even, sprayed the yard down to try to do some, to get some earthworms, but it just wasn't to be. I couldn't get enough water on the ground to get them to come out far enough to catch any. So the good thing is over the next week or so I'll get that earthworm out of there. When you're doing this many, like I said, some of them are wounded, so, but the truth is, all you need to start a worm farm, if I had a few good worms, that you know what are, is better than a pound of worms that you don't know what are. That little 5, 6, 8 worms down there, in a couple of months, they'll reproduce so much that the bin would be full. So I sure don't see that. The chickens are gonna love this. You don't want bad worms in your farm. A few bad worms ruin the whole thing pretty quick, so you definitely want to get out as many dead and wounded. And then as I throw them in over there, the good ones will go for the bottom. The ones that are in bad shape, they won't make it to the bottom. Then I can clean off the top of it tomorrow. Said worm that's just he's dead. And some of them I'm throwing over there as dead as I thought, but I'm gonna bring them two back. Nah, wish them luck. This ain't the first time I've let worms loose around here. There's a lot of worms loose. I sure don't see that. I sure don't see that earthworm. I'll find one so I can show you the difference. And composting worms and earthworms are two completely different things. So let's go ahead and just get these divided up. Look at these worms. Down there in that grass I threw in there. These all look good. I went ahead and got so many because I'm going to start over the next several weeks. I'm going to start different beds, different ways. I'm going to have some in 5-gallon buckets, some in on tables, some just every which way that you can raise worms, because there's so many choices. There's just so many choices that you don't have to. There is no only way. Well, that was fun. I didn't find that little earthworm, although there's still a few in here. Let me see what I got. Not him. Not him. Not him. Because they have different needs, I'm not surprised that he isn't here. He may still be in there, but Earthworms live in tunnels, 11 foot deep in the ground. They come out of their hole to eat stuff on the surface of the ground, and composting worms live in compost. They don't move around. They live in the top 4 inches of the soil. This is deeper than 4 inches. I've done that for a reason. Down here in North Carolina it gets warmer, so I needed to add mass. I don't care if they go down there to the bottom and eat. I could start a quarter full and just start feeding them on up to the top. I need that mass in there so that they can stay cool. So this video is going to be an editing nightmare, I can tell, but